Hello again, everyone. Zach Attack is here by Atak Sportz for this Monday, November 14th, 2016. Man, it's been a couple weeks since I've done an Atak Sportz. A lot has happened the last couple weeks, not just in sports, but of course, with the whole election being over. Donald Trump's our president-elect. Some like it, some don't. But lots been happening in sports, especially in college. Man, sucky night for Michigan. Say that much. In the NFL, last couple weeks has been crazy. I have been watching a little bit of it when I was on vacation. Got to watch all of week. I've been gone for so long. I forgot what week it is in the NFL. I forgot what week it is. Oh, week 10. Week 10. Last time in Atak Sportz, the Vikings were still in first place in the NFC North. And the Bengals were still doing okay despite starting off pretty well. And boy, oh boy, when it was a few weeks makes. The AFC North turned upside down last night as the Vikings lost their fourth straight, getting pummeled by the Washington Redskins, losing 26-20. And then the Packers game against the Tennessee Titans, the same team that beat the Lions in week 2. Man, the Packers are struggling. First they lost to the Colts, having the worst record since 2009, and now it got worse. God, Tennessee, they're lucky. Man, what big plays. DeMarco Murray, who's now a Titan, he ran for the first touchdown. Rush pass, TD, first play of the game from the Titans in the opening drive. 2 interceptions for by Rodgers, 2 turnovers against Green Bay. It was just a pummeling. It was a 47-25 score with the Titans winning. Some big plays from Ariana. Despite Titans being at the bottom of the barrel, they even impressed people yesterday. Beating the Packers, who were down in the luck. Clay Matthews was out for the 3rd week in a row. At least James Starks came back, but it wasn't no help. It was the first time there was a 47-25 score since 1947. It was that weird of a game. But it was an intriguing game on all fronts. Now, since the Packers lost, and more importantly, the Vikings lost. That's the biggest game that everyone was looking for in the Lions scenario. That means the Vikings are now 5-4 after starting out so good in the early going. And they're tied with the Lions with 5-4. But, this is a big, interesting but. The Lions beat the Vikings last week in a thrilling overtime victory. They almost blew a lead again. But they came back strong against the Vikings, winning in a thrilling game. Big catch from Golden Tate after people made fun of him for not doing well the first half of the season. He impressed in the Vikings game, scoring the game with a touchdown. And with that win over the Vikings, well, Lions were the tiebreaker. So, despite starting 1-3, the 5-4 Lions are now in first place in the NFC North. See how long this lasts. They took on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hopefully they don't choke an easy win like they always seem to do. Or more importantly, hope they don't choke an easy win like another team from the state did. Choke a big game on Saturday. Michigan! They choked against Iowa. There goes the playoff dream, especially with the quarterback injured. So much for beating Ohio State. At least MSU sucks this year. Anyway, other big game. God, the best games of the day. I've seen like the best NFL games in a while this past Sunday, yesterday. I haven't seen this much exciting games in a while. One of them was the Denver Broncos were coming from the... I did see their loss against the Raiders. Wow, Raiders look good this year. That's something you never thought you'd say. The Raiders look good this year. It's that good a year. The Cubs won the World Series. The Cavs won the NBA championship. The Lions are in first place in the NFC North. And the Raiders are doing well in the AFC West. beating the crap out of the Broncos. So Broncos went on another road trip to New Orleans to recover from the loss against the Raiders, and boy, oh boy, was that a thrilling game. It was on against the Packers game, so I was like channel surfing. It was turnovers against both teams, and Saints played pretty well. But the turnover was going to cost. Like, there was a lot of turnover. I'm hoping to get Denver. But then, Broncos get back, but the last play of the game, it's the play that everyone's going to talk about for the right and sometimes wrong reasons. So, with like 2 minutes left in the game, Saints score a touchdown. With like a minute and a half left, they tied it 23-23. Going for the extra point, a rookie from the Broncos secondary, Simmons, jumped up, bugged the ball. Another Bronco recovered it in return for a touchdown. Well, not a touchdown, but return for 2 points. The biggest thing is, did he step out of bounds? There was a lot of debate about that. It was very, very close to being ruled out of bounds. But referees didn't see it that way. And the score went to Broncos 25-23 in a heartbreaker for the Saints. And also heartbreaking loss for the Panthers, who will face the Saints on Thursday Night Football. They suffered an even eerie fate. The game was, I think it was, they were winning. Tennessee, Carolina. They were playing Tampa Bay. Not Tampa Bay. That was Chicago. They lost again. What else is new? Chicago's bad as Cleveland. They were actually playing Kansas City. And they were leading. I think it was tied. And all of a sudden, Carolina apparently fumbled the ball. Casey returned it for a touchdown. After a field goal. Very intriguing game on that front. But one of the best games of the day was definitely the Pittsburgh Steelers, Dallas Cowboys games. Man, Dallas Cowboys looking good this year too. Dak Prescott and his rookie running back. What's the name of that guy again? I forgot his name. Ezekiel Elliott. God, he did awesome yesterday. There were so many great plays. It was mostly a clean game. I don't remember any interception or turnovers. Maybe one. And no big penalties. We have some big penalties. But man, it was an exciting game. Great catches, great throws, great touchdowns, great exciting action. 7 lead changes, the most this season in a single game. New England's game at night came kind of close. But man, that was an exciting game. Close one. Came down to the wire like the Broncos Saints game with a Dallas victory. 8 straight wins for the first time since 77. 35-30. I think Homer Womo may have to get traded soon. Trade him to the Bears! Seriously, I would love Womo on the Bears. Bears need him. Fuck Cutler. Fire his ass. Other big games, Seattle winning over New England. The Sunday night game. That was crazy. Another crazy game. The winning streak of New England ended. The Seahawks had a rough start with Wilson not looking good with health-wise, but he looked pretty good. Really good. In the game against the Pats last night in Gillette Stadium. So I think there's Tom Brady threw a couple interceptions. It was just not a good night for the Pats despite some rally, including some big moves from Gronk, among others. The Pats lost to the Seahawks last night on Sunday Night Football. Other interesting games, Texans, despite a rough start, they are now leading their division, 24-21 against Jacksonville. LA Rams won another shitty game against the Jets. And the Jets and the Broncos, not Jets and Broncos, Jets and Pats were supposed to play Sunday Night Football Week 12. They got flexed. The Chiefs, who won their 6th or 7th straight against the Carolina Panthers last night, they will be in the primetime game with the Broncos, who won their game last night against the Saints, as I mentioned. Philly beat the Falcons. Sad. Miami beat San Diego. Weird. And Arizona beat Frisco. What else is new? Frisco needs to trade people and fire Chip Kelly after only 1 year. So that's some news on the NFL. Before we get to my wall preview, it's been a couple weeks since I've done anything wall related. Of course, the last time I made any WWE videos was, of course, the Hell in a Cell review, with the historic Hell in a Cell match involving Charlotte and Sasha Banks. Despite the ending being not what many people expected, especially Charlotte winning, and the ending being so abrupt, I heard a couple spots were cut from that match, which was kind of sad. It was more epic. It was still a great women's Hell in a Cell match. There was some great moments in there. Charlotte can add a lot of accomplishments. 3-time women's champion, and now she can add author. It was announced today that she and her dad are writing a book. Rick already has a book on his own, To Be the Man, that came about 10 years ago. And now the book, with both of them involved, is called Second Nature, The Legacy of the Legacy of Ric Flair and the Rise of Charlotte. The book is set to come out on July 25th, 2017. Nice cover shot with Ric Flair wearing his robe with his world title belt, with his pink robe, and Charlotte kind of wearing the same robe, or replica of that robe, with the women's title belt. Love or hate Charlotte, you can't help but respect her. She's been amazing as a champion. Yes, I would love to have seen Sasha won, especially it would have been an awesome moment being in Boston. But there you go, the Flair book. The Flair's book, Second Nature, coming out in July. Now on to my wall preview. I've kind of cut some of wall a little bit. I've seen bits and pieces of the last 2 weeks. So I'm starting to finish up the Halloween wall. I did see the Goldberg segment in the beginning. Started watching the rest of that wall. It was an okay wall from what I saw. Saw a little bit of last week's from Trivia Night in North Carolina, but I didn't see the whole wall from last week yet. So I'm still kind of trying to catch up on wall as we prepare for the final wall before Survivor Series. Lots happened since I've been gone, hasn't it? Especially in the multi-branding world. When it's up for questions that must be answered tonight. Question number 4. Will we see Dolph Ziggler and Kalisto invade Raw or any other SmackDown stars? Now, we have a lot of intimate emotional matches. I think it's cool that we have a lot of intimate emotional matches. That we have no title matches besides 2 on the card. Most of the major champions are involved in Survivor Series matches. Some of the big title matches will be saved for the respective branded pay-per-views, World Block and TLC. But we do have the Intercontinental Championship and the Cruiserweight title on the line at the Survivor Series, multi-branded. Ziggler against Sami Zayn for the IC Championship. Best move. Sami needs to go on SmackDown bad. I hope this is like the hint that Sami's going to SmackDown. He needs to be on SmackDown. He'd be treated a whole lot better on SmackDown instead of being squashed by Braun Strowman. Got mad when they started feuding. Especially when Strowman was one who eliminated Sami in the Battle Royal 2 weeks ago. Why is he on Team Raw? But at least Sami get a payoff to put on an epic match against Ziggler. After awesome matches with Miz, I think Ziggler could put on an awesome match with Sami Zayn. And speaking of things that need to go on SmackDown, the Cruiserweight division could do so. Brian Kendrick, the new champion, defeated TJ Perkins at Hell in a Cell, will defend against SmackDown's Kalisto. If Kalisto wins, not only will he be the new Cruiserweight champion, he'll also bring the entire Cruiserweight division to SmackDown. Now, Cruiser division needs to be on SmackDown for a lot of reasons. SmackDown had it the first time and treated it like a main priority. And Mormonello's going to commentate it. Fuck Cole. And another big thing, they just announced a new WWE Network show, 205 Live, which is going to be awesome. They're going to tape it and air it at SmackDown. So it makes sense to have the Cruiserweights on SmackDown so they can tape every week at the SmackDown, the 205 Live. It's kind of like what they did 10 years ago when ECW was around. The shitty ECW. I had to react to one of those. SmackDown was taped first, and then ECW was live after. But now both will be live, because SmackDown's now live on Tuesdays. And it's kind of a better show. They'll probably prove it at Survivor Series. So we'll see what happens with these scenarios. With the IC title on the line of Cruiserweight, we'll see if Ziggler and Kalisto invade and any other SmackDown stars involved in their respective Survivor Series matches. It's interesting, Rusev's not on the card at all. And speaking of that, question number 3. will we get any of the new matches added for Survivor Series, especially a pre-show match? I need to address something. I think I said it earlier. Survivor Series 4 hours. Why? And what else is going to be 4 hours? What the fuck? Is this WWE logic? The Big 4 pay-per-view, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble. They're the Big 4. They should all be 4 hours. Bad logic. You know, last two SummerSlams that have been 4 hours have been okay. Especially with the certain guy in the main event, which I'll address in a little bit. So it's going to be weird. And a 2-hour pre-show too. There's going to get some matches be added for the pre-show. Especially if it is 2 hours, like SummerSlam and WrestleMania's pre-shows. And like I said earlier, Royal Rumble is supposed to be 4 hours too now. Bad move, but see if any matches do get added. Since most of the main matches have been set. That leads to question number 2. Will any SmackDown stars invade Raw tonight besides Kalisto and Ziggler? Especially with the arrival of Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, who are announced to be on Raw this evening. There will be a State of the WWE Universe following Raw on the WWE Network. That's probably why they're both going to be involved on tonight's Raw, as both GMs and commissioners for both brands will collide just before Survivor Series. So see what kind of interaction these 4, Shane, Stephanie, Mick, and Daniel Bryan will have on Raw tonight. Interesting teams. You got the male team. You have team captains of Raw, the besties, Kevin Owens and Jericho, Rollins, Reigns, and for reasons, Braun Strowman. SmackDown, you got AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton, new member of the Wyatts. That's the last time I watched SmackDown. He was a member of the Wyatts. And Bray Wyatt. And for reasons, Shane McMahon. Not Strowman, not Corbin as scheduled, or even should have been Miz or Cruz. Got it. Should have got that spot. But interesting to see what Shane does in that spot. He's got New Day, The Club, Enzo and Cass, some reason, Shining Stars, and Cesaro and Sheamus. You know, Cesaro and Sheamus against the High Pros, team captains, Ryder and Slater, American Alpha, Usos, and it's cool that Breezango's in. They won't let Ascension and Von Villains in, continue to bury both of them. At least Breezango's in. At least James Ellsworth, James Ellsworth, like, he's starting to get kind of annoying to some people on SmackDown. He's like the mascot now. And we got the women. Nikki Bella's team captain of SmackDown. Why? Should have been Becky Lynch. But it's those two, Alexa Bliss, Carmella, and Naomi. Then Charlotte, Bayley, Dana's enemy. Right now is Bayley. Sasha, Nia, and for reasons, because Emelina's not back yet, Alicia Fox. So we'll see what happens there in those matches. I'll probably give you some sort of thoughts on the Raw review tonight about who I think should win these matches. And especially the big main event. Can't believe it is main event. And that's question number 1. What will go down between Brock Lesnar and Goldberg tonight? Now, this will be the first time that they will face each other off live after Goldberg speared Paul Heyman a couple weeks ago, with Rusev getting involved for reasons. Now, Brock Lesnar main eventing a Big 4 pay-per-view equals trouble. As I mentioned on SummerSlam, I was not too thrilled with the SummerSlam ending, with Lesnar and Orton being a horrible main event. And we just had a kind of a weird, shitty ending to Hell in a Cell. We do not want another shitty ending to another pay-per-view, especially another Big 4 pay-per-view. It seems that all the Big 4 pay-per-views have had shitty endings thus far this year, with the exception of Royal Rumble. WrestleMania had a shitty ending because Roman won. SummerSlam had a shitty ending because Lesnar and Orton sucked. And now Lesnar Goldberg, despite good hype, the match could suck, and I don't want it to have another shitty ending. I don't want another Big 4 pay-per-view to have another shitty ending. We'll see if anything's different. They should make it like no DQ. Like, and stipulation make it exciting, because you know match may suck if it's just a regular match. Hopefully they had a stipulation tonight on Monday Night Raw at 8, 7 Central on USA Network. That is it for this very lengthy Atak Sports. Hey, it's what happens when you've been gone for 2 weeks. A lot's happened. And you have to talk about it, especially in the world of wrestling. With all that in mind, you've all been attacked by the news, sports news from Zach. See you later. Bye-bye.